Hello there and welcome to the Daily Discussion. Today, let's discuss Hunters, Hunters of Warcraft. Masters of ranged weaponry, mostly. Hunters have long suffered from a lack of class fantasy in my eyes. I played a Hunter throughout a lot of Mists of Pandaria, in fact that's where this footage came from, and I never really felt like a Hunter. There are a couple of cool class fantasy concepts with the Hunter, the best being the unique exotic pet taming quests, where you have to use your abilities against certain enemies in the right way, and taming these exotic creatures requires careful use of abilities. Only Hunters can do it. All other classes will get pummeled into the ground, they just can't do the quests. And I really like this. I definitely like the Warlords of Draenor one, which is a little bit more kind of mysterious. It's not entirely certain what you should be doing. I like that. I think that's very cool. I mean, that's just a fantastic piece of class fantasy, but I'd love to see it expanded upon. The main issue with the class fantasy with Hunters right now is that taming these creatures is completely optional, and nothing points you in that direction. They're cosmetic, really, and that's a great reason to try and get these creatures, yes, but that's all you get at the end of the day. You do it once and then that's kind of it. Most of the time you're just normally just plonking away, doing your thing with your bow or your crossbow or your gun, and that's kind of it. So I'd like to see more of a focus on hunting creatures. When I think of Hunter, without context, I think of one of two things. Either Sam and Dean Winchester from Supernatural, or a random fellow with a rifle hunting creatures for, hopefully, good reasons, such as feeding his family. Go and hunt your creature and bring it home and cook it and skin it and all that stuff, and hey, here's dinner. That's kind of what a Hunter has been in so many cultures and societies, and it's been around for ages, from fantasy to sci-fi. So I'd love to see some Hunter daily or weekly quests focused around this particular idea. Rather than a trainer asking a Hunter to go to a particular zone, even if that zone is appropriate for their level, I'd like to see a quest pop up automatically, like they tend to do these days, when a Hunter enters a particular zone or reaches a particular level inside a zone, because a Hunter is never really a person that goes and gets a quest, is it? A Hunter is a ranger, a scout, a lone wanderer, so it kind of makes sense that they would think of these things themselves, rather than be told, hey, this camp needs something. So this quest could describe how their local camp could use their skills to help supply the place. For example, if a Hunter was leveling in the Arathi Highlands, then a quest could tell them how either Refugee Point or Hammerfall could use their skills at hunting to score some game for them. Then, the quest would challenge the Hunter to find a big, rare, named creature to kill. The process could involve using their tracking skills to find clues like tracks or markings, and having those clues appear as different icons on their minimap. They can follow these trails to a cave or a corner and find their creature. Then they can kill it. And the creature could have an ability that only a Hunter could counter, like being immune to damage at 10% health, say for kill shot, or being able to mince anyone that isn't a Hunter pet in a couple of hits. Personally, I'd like to see a challenge that asks a Hunter to use Eagle Eye on an area in the distance to track a beast and examine it without getting so close as to scare it away. Additionally, the Hunter could use their Beast Lore spell to learn exactly how they can defeat these dangerous creatures. So, for the Master level characters, 100 or above, I'd like to see them doing different things based upon their spec. Master Beast Mastery Hunters could send their pets to demonstrate to initiates, and their pets, how things like Bestial Wrath, Kill Command, and Beast Cleave work. Master Marksman Hunters could take incredible shots from huge distances, getting bullseyes on targets that are super far away, and Initiate Hunters could fail to make the same shot until they reached a particular level. I mean, if you've seen The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, you'll know what I'm talking about. And this is a bit of a spoiler for that movie, so if you don't want to get spoiled, I don't know why. But anyway, just basically there's a scene at the end where the protege character picks up a rifle and aims it at the bad guy who's miles away. Well, not miles, he's very far away. And he takes the shot, he lines it up, and he very carefully fires, and you watch the bullet go all across this frozen landscape, hit the guy in the back and kill him. That's the kind of thing Marksman Hunters should be doing. And Survival Hunters could, well, since we don't know how things are going to change with them, but they are going to change, let's assume that they can use their polearms to demonstrate how to fight in melee combat. Pulling training dummies around into particular positions and things like that, Just like, I like the idea of, let's say, you have an ability as a survival hunter that pulls an enemy to you, and an ability that does like a cleave. So the daily quest could say like cleave 3 enemies at once, but none of the training dummies are in the right position for you to cleave 3 enemies at once. So you pull them into the right positions and then you cleave them. Things like that, things that ask you to think a little bit. So for master level daily or weekly quests, I'd like to see master hunters going on little quests to deal with corrupted creatures. With the demonic invasion threatening the entire world, no doubt beasts all over the continent will be becoming frenzied and even corrupted by demons. So the hunter could be called in to track down and slay these monsters. You could even have them coming in to slay demons, although that might kind of wrestle in on demon hunter territory a little bit there. I'd like to see a mechanic introduced that asks the hunter to figure out exactly how to defeat a monster, and punish them for going in blind. I am again taking cues from the show Supernatural here. Supernatural is a show where 2 brothers have to figure out, what's going on in a particular area. So is there a ghost there? Is there a demon there? Is there a shapeshifter there? And they have to look through the lore and figure out, okay, so if it's a vampire, they can only be damaged by decapitation, and they can be weakened by, dead man's blood, things like that. And I'd like to see Master Hunter quests do similar things. So it might be a cool idea to have a creature that only has like 100 health, but can only be damaged by a certain ability, an ability that you wouldn't think of using on a single target, like multi-shot. And the only way a Master Hunter can discover this is by getting close, using camouflage, otherwise the beast would just attack them and they'd be in trouble, using beast lore on them, and then finding out what they have to do. I'd like these beasts to actually be genuinely dangerous. So like if you didn't do it right, they'd come up to you and 2 or 3 shot you. So and they would rip your pet apart, and so you'd have to figure out, okay, I have to do this and I have to do it right, otherwise this beast is going to kick my ass. And only hunters can do it because only they can figure out exactly how to defeat these monsters. Another example would be a beast that can't be damaged at all, but it can be tamed. So the hunter has to tame them, and then when they're tamed and they're the pet, they have to get them killed by throwing them into a group of enemies and letting them die. I like to think that druids are the ones going around cleansing things, and hunters are the ones called in when the druids fail, when creatures need to be put down. So those are just a few of my ideas. Let me know what you think, and what ideas you'd like to see implemented for hunters in the future. Today's piece of music will be a bit of a cop-out from me. I was struggling to find a piece of music that could be easily related to hunters, so I'm gonna just play you the Grizzly Hills introductory music instead. This piece was a staple of the Wrath of the Lich King experience, a break from all of the madness of undeath, a place that might actually be able to grow, a rugged land with potential rather than a barren wasteland rotting away. The Grizzly Hills are beautiful, and I hope you enjoy this really quite iconic piece of music. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you the best of luck in the world of Warcraft.